One driver leading the championship, the other one with no points. How can you explain to the tifosi this contradiction?
I think, yeah, it's sort of various bits of circumstance, and Fernando's obviously had two very good races. Certainly the weather conditions at the last race were in our favour. Our car performs well there. He made the most of the opportunities. We've got the pit stop calls right there. The pit crew did a fantastic job. Every time we stopped, we ended up either gaining places or opening the lead out even further. So, I think certainly the last race, everything went well for Fernando. In Melbourne, obviously we had the issue in qualifying, but a good start and good first corner made up for a lot of things there. So for Fernando, it's great to be leading a championship with him. I certainly didn't think that a few weeks ago, but there's still a lot of work to do. I mean, for Felipe, he's been struggling more with the car balance. I mean, the car at the moment is quite difficult to drive. Fernando has managed to get the most out of it. For Felipe, we've been struggling to find the right balance to keep him happy, really. I mean, it's we're working hard at that, and we've got a lot more work to do. So hopefully we're learning all the time. And I think Felipe's race, we were on the intermediates running before, after the first set of rain, after the safety car, after the red flag. The car balance had a lot of understeer in it, and we didn't know if that was the front tyres worn out or the front tyres grained. We were watching the other cars stopping and starting to pit and go quicker. So we took a gamble, and that gamble didn't pay off really. So from that point of pitting and finding out the tyres were grained and not worn out, then that was it's like one of the calls we got wrong from the pit wall at the last race, and that set Felipe back really. So it's been a few unfortunate circumstances for him really.
Did you expect this level of performance of the F2012 after the two races?
I certainly wasn't expecting to have one driver leading the championship at the moment. From the early testing, we obviously realised we've got quite a few issues that we need to sort out, and everyone at the factory are working hard at that. We've still got a long way to go. I think our dry qualifying performance, if you like, we're still sort of 8/10 off the best. And we obviously want to be the best ourselves, so we've got a lot of work to do there. The damp, low grip conditions, I think, does suit our car and flatters some of the issues that we have with it at the moment. You could see that in Melbourne on Friday when we were running in those sort of conditions, and then you could see it in the race last Sunday.
I know it's a journalistic approach to the problems, but if you had to rate the overall performance of the Scuderia, drivers, cars, teams, from 0 to 10, what would be your mark?
I think I would mark it differently depending on various sections of the company, really. Starting from the team, at the track, the mechanics, I think, in Melbourne we had the quickest pit stops. At the last race, the calls that the team made and the actual speed of the pit crews we're always gaining positions or gaining time on others. So I think that's worked very well. Obviously, if you come to ranking the base car performance, we've got a lot of issues. So that I would obviously rank a lot lower. We've got a lot of work to do. I think the way the team's responding is very good. I mean, obviously, at times like this, it is quite difficult and stressful when when you're trying to play catch up. And I think the way the team is dealing with that has been excellent. The manufacturing side of things, of what they've been working recently, and some of the more aggressive requests that we've made. They've done an outstanding job in trying to support us. So, all in all, I think it's been a great team effort from the design, manufacturing. We haven't done a good job of getting the base car out being quickest straight away, have we?
In terms of the other competitors, what is your opinion? Did you see any surprise from what your expectations were after the testing?
I suppose I was slightly surprised by Red Bull's lack of pace. You know, McLaren, I think, were looking relatively quick, but I would have had them the other way round if you asked me to guess 1 month ago. Yeah, Mercedes are looking quick, but they still have similar rear tyre degradation issues to years gone by. So they're always going to be there in qualifying, but in the race, their pace drops away. And I think Lotus, the other team that have done a good job. I mean, they were looking quick all the way from the first test in Jerez.
What will be the next step in the evolution of the car? There are a lot of rumors of new chassis and completely new car coming in Barcelona. What can you tell us about it?
Well, we're constantly working on improving the issues that we have. Bits are coming through as we can, as we find that where we've got the issues or we find performance, we're trying to get that to the races as quickly as we can. So there's 5 updates coming for the car for China. Some are quite visible, some will be hidden and be difficult to spot. And then there's a bigger upgrade package coming through for Spain. I mean, obviously it would be nice to get some of that earlier, but we've already pulled some parts out of what we were developing for Spain. We think we can make earlier, and we should have that in China.
From a technical point of view, what are the characteristics of the Shanghai circuit?
Well, it's a good mixture, really. I mean, there's a lot of long, low-speed corners where you need a good front end. There's lots of braking and turning at the same time, particularly carrying speed through the first corner into the second is interesting. It's a good combination. And there's some really reasonable high-speed corners as well. And then the 1.3 kilometre straight as well with the DRS zone at the end of it should be interesting for the race.